And a little bit about myself. I joined the business in 2017, July of 2017. And I am a member on the Deal Shaker platform. I have brought in a couple of persons in the business where I'm carrying the Ruby rank, right? And tonight we have Miss Donna Samlal Singh will be presenting for you tonight. She hails all the way from Aruca, Trinidad, and she's from the she's from the background of an educator, and she joined this business in 2016 with her husband, Cliff Samlal Singh, and she have been studying the One Academy packages with her husband. She's lacked a little bit in the finance, except for what she knew in school, and she's opened her mind. So tonight we ask those of you who are joining us on the call to open your minds, listen, and be thankful for this opportunity, because this is the future of payments. And Ms. Donna Samlal Singh has been studying, as I said, her One Academy, and she has learned a lot. She has a lot of questions still there, but it's taking us to the next level to understand this cryptocurrency. Ms. Donna Samlal Singh would be a very, what's the word? She's going to take you to a level of understanding. Just open your minds, and she's going to take you to understand a bit more about finance and why cryptocurrency, why this cryptocurrency. So tonight, without further ado, I'd like to present Ms. Donna Samlal Singh, our presenter. Donna?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, okay. Just waiting for the host to start me here. Let me open up. Okay, I'm waiting for the host to open it up. But in the meantime, let's just chat a bit. Thank you, Shobha, for that warm intro. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I hope your mind is open to receive what you're about to hear this evening. We are embarking, I remember years ago, but before I do that, because I was waiting for the host, but let me share my video with you. Let me share my screen with you. Permit me. Okay, so that we can start that. Good. So you're seeing my screen, right, Shobha?
Yes, I am.
Shobha? Great, beautiful.
Disclaimer.
All right, great. So let me share this disclaimer first before we begin to chat. The information contained herein and dispensed is not designed to be a source of financial information, nor should it be construed as such. One Life is not an investment company. The images and videos in this presentation are the property of their respective owners. I just want to share with you a few thoughts. A few years ago, I remember visiting Miami. And at that point in time, they were facing a hurricane. And I remember the night of the hurricanes, hearing the strong winds blowing, and, feeling very safe in my sister's house because she had prepared. She was very, very prepared for this hurricane. And the next day we drove around and we saw some homes were damaged and a few things had happened. The thing that stood out the most is the preparation that my sister did before that period of time, before that hurricane came. And her and other people as well. But more importantly than that, I recognized that those who had the power to do the right thing, to take the initiative, to do the right thing with homes in Florida, were rebuilding homes in a manner that was making it stronger and more prepared for such events. I want to share with you a little video, and then we will go further into what I want to educate you on this evening.
The pandemic saw many stores play it safe and stop accepting cash payments. It's raised the prospect of eliminating coins and notes altogether. But some experts say a cashless society wouldn't benefit everyone.
It's the unintended cost of avoiding close contact that big banks say they've achieved in 10 weeks what it planned to take 5 years.
Things have changed so fast. Who would have believed there'd be merchants in Sydney that wouldn't accept cash?
A recent Reserve Bank of Australia consumer survey found a decade ago cash was used in 62% of all payments. By 2016, it dropped to 37%, falling to 27% last year. Since the pandemic hit, it's estimated to have plunged to less than 10% in many sectors.
It may have accelerated during this period, but the bottom line is that banking is considered by Australians as an essential service.
The Big Four banks have closed 170 branches during the lockdown. Some may not reopen. Australia's 28,000 ATM machines could drop to as few as 15,000, and cheques will be consigned to history.
We're on track to become like Sweden, the world's leading cashless economy, where just 13% of transactions are done with cash. And the government has been forced to legislate to guarantee the access to cash for those who need to or prefer using it.
Particularly people in remote and rural areas and older Australians.
We're talking about hundreds of thousands of people that still want to use cash, that still want to go into a bank.
In April, banks increased the tap and go limit on cards to $200. Soon we might only see notes and coins when we tap to get into a museum.
That leads you to think. You know, I remember years ago, a few years back actually, when India woke up to the fact that their 5,000 rupees was no more. Not too long ago, in my country, Trinidad and Tobago, we woke up to the fact that our cents was not going to be any longer of any value any longer. And our present $100 bill at that time was now going to be changed to a new $100 bill, which made the $100 bill we had definitely no value. So which morning do you think we could wake up and probably find out that the cash in the bank is no more, has no value? You know, it is times that we are living in and we need to make ourselves aware. We need to prepare ourselves because we can't just sit back and say, well, it's happening there, but not happening here. We saw it right next door to our country in Venezuela. And, you know, it woke me up to thinking, you know, my head was in the sand where finance was concerned. I just loved spending the money. That was the end of the story. But I realized I started to view now the world and look at what is happening around me. And like Miami and other countries such as that, I have prepared myself. I have positioned myself to be able to better withstand the storm, the hurricane, what may come. You see, right now, the global debt reached 188 trillion in 2018. The new update of the IMF's global debt database shows that total global debt, which is public plus private, reached that figure at the end of 2018. But spurred by low interest rate and loose financial conditions, right? The Institute of International Finance on January 14, 2020 said that they estimate that total global debt will exceed 257 trillion in the first quarter of 2020. We are heading into a storm. Are we now in the hurricane? Because this is hurricane season where I live. Listen to what the head of the International Monetary Fund said. She says the global economy is now in a recession, and it is clear that it could be bad or worse than the 2009 to 2009 downturn. I mean, we have been there and done that. And are we going back there? It seems so. You see, the time to prepare the roof is not when it's raining, it's not when the storm is coming, it's not when the hurricane is tomorrow. It is when the sun is shining. So the time to position yourself financially, to understand where you are, to fix for your future, to fix for your children, is not next week, is not next year, but it is now. Let me give you a little history on where money came from and how it's going, and we'll see where we are today. So we're going to link the past with the present, and we're looking towards the future. You see, knowledge is the new currency, and that is what I want to share with you today. Money has evolved. We started a system of bartering. It was very simple and yet still not simple. Because where I would exchange 4 apples for a handful of corn, who told me the value of my 4 apples was worth that value of the handful of corn? There was disparity. So if I had a cow that I wanted to share or I had a house that I wanted to, I couldn't barter it because the value was not equivalent sometimes to what I would barter against. It was becoming more and more testing. So change had to be made. And of course, money went through a lot of evolution. It changed. I was amazed when I did research on the history of money, where they said money was a stick. And if you put a certain marking on that stick, $600 would be that, or $100 would be that. And I'm saying, if I go to my bank today and mark a stick and say, hey, I'm giving you $100 or I'm giving you $6,000, I'll be quickly put out of that bank. But change is here and it is the norm, the constant that we have to face is change. So let's look. We went through gold coins, silver coins, and a lot of things in between. And as we moved on, we came to paper currency. What we want to say is cash. What we want to say, some call it fiat currency. We are now in the world of paper currency. But it didn't stop there because paper currency was backed at a time by gold. And in 1971, the then President Nixon said no. So paper currency is just dependent on you and I agreeing that my $100 in my country is worth $100 in my country. But when I move out of my country, it's not worth anything. We have card systems where you have all sorts of cards, your Link card, your Visa card, your MasterCard, you name it, you have a card system that will digitally transfer money to whatever you wanted to do, to make payments, to send money to someone, to put money in the bank, whatever you wanted to do, the card can do such. But it still didn't stop there. You see, the world is trying to make it easier for us to do transactions, prayerfully and hopefully. So we have PayPal, we have WePay, you have all sorts of digital systems in place that allows us to pay digitally. And then came the new kid on the block. Improvement after improvement after improvement to meet with today's living and financial conditions. We have cryptocurrency. And I love to say that cryptocurrency is a secured digital currency. You see, it is a digital currency that uses blockchain technology. I also like to address it as the new face or the new form of money because it serves as ordinary money, such as dollars, pounds, or euros. I can use my cryptocurrency to do the same thing that I would do with money, so I can make purchases with it. The value of digital currencies depends on supply and demand. The more people want it, the more the people desire it, is the more the value increases. Therefore, they are often compared to gold, hence cryptocurrencies are called virtual gold. I want to share a little bit of the blockchain because you see, this gives cryptocurrency its strength, its security, so that people can understand it's not just digital money passing from one bank to the next. It is a secured digital currency that is secured by using the blockchain, and it makes use of the internet to carry out these transactions. So let's look at this.
Modern technology allows people to communicate directly. Voice and video calls, emails, pictures, and instant messages travel directly from A to B, maintaining trust between individuals no matter how far apart they are. When it comes to money, people have to trust a third party to be able to complete a transaction. Blockchain technology is challenging the status quo in a radical way. By using math and cryptography, blockchain provides an open, decentralized database of any transaction involving value, money, goods, property, work, or even votes, creating a record whose authenticity can be verified by the entire community. The future global economy will move towards one of distributed property and trust, where anyone with access to the internet can get involved in blockchain-based transactions, and third-party trust organizations may no longer be necessary. The uses of blockchain technology are endless. Some expect that in less than 10 years it will be used to collect taxes. easier for immigrants to send money back to countries where access to financial institutions is limited. Financial fraud will be significantly reduced, as every transaction will be recorded on a public and distributed ledger, which will be accessible by anyone who has an internet connection. Think of it as wills and contracts that execute themselves, or dated proof of existence for ideas, much like a patent. Blockchain will become a global, decentralized source of trust, but not everyone is ready to embrace it. A huge proportion of trust services, from banking to notaries, will face challenges on price, volume, and in some cases, their very survival. Public authorities could find it more and more difficult to enforce traditional financial regulations due to the new possibilities offered by the Bitcoin network to bypass traditional financial intermediaries. I'd imagine new networks will evolve to meet society's needs more cheaply and potentially more securely. Will governments, financial and legal institutions embrace blockchain? What will happen to the ones who don't?
Very important to know, because blockchain is here. When you do your research on the internet, you will realize that blockchain is being utilized by many companies, by many businesses, because of its safety, because it's secure. You see, we are already using digital currency. As you recognize, I shared that first video with you, showing you where Australia is going cashless, and they're showing you the problems they're experiencing because banks are closing down and a lot of things are happening at this point in time. The US is going cashless. China has gone cashless. I mean, Sweden is cashless. Who's next? But whatever is happening, remember, those digital currencies are not secured by blockchain. They're still the same fiat currency, just in a digital form. But when you look, you realize blockchain can be utilized by every industry: travel and hospitality, healthcare, education, you name it, companies, government, anybody will be able to use the blockchain system. You see, cryptocurrency began with the grandfather, as I like to term the first cryptocurrency, called Bitcoin, which was introduced in 2009. And in the year 2013, it reached a value of 1,200 for one Bitcoin. And it continues to grow. Bit volatile at time, up and down. But after 2009 to now, which is actually 10 to 11 years we're looking at, Bitcoin is still standing strong. It's still being utilized back and forth. So it was the grandfather that set the tone, that set the pace, but it had some flaws. So today there are approximately 5,000 and over cryptocurrencies. I mean, they say it has passed the figure since my last research. And they have different names all over because people are realizing, the world is realizing that there is a need for cryptocurrency. There is a need because we see today what is happening to cash. It is frightening. The cash in your hand, unless you agree it is worth something, is actually worthless. The face of money has moved. It is changing. And there is a new economy rising in the form of cryptocurrency. And it is known as the future of payments now. You see, change is the only certainty in life. Look at this video, because the bigger the change, the bigger the opportunity.
We use money every day, but we rarely appreciate its power and its flaws. It's a tool that has been at the center of human progress. And as we build bigger and tackle complex problems, we're going to need the best tools available.
We have a global economy. We're going to need a global digital currency.
Cryptocurrency is going to be a great democratizing force for the world because it's going to level the playing field and allow anybody with a cell phone to access financial services.
This is going to transform how we think about a real global economy. I think in order to understand its importance, we first have to define what currency means. What currency does is it actually allows us to agree upon the value of something. It's almost like a communication tool.
There are different ways of coordinating human beings. One way that you can do that is with money. You can incentivize people to try to work on the same thing at the same time.
We started off building simple systems like a bridge crossing a river to very amazing things like rocket ships. We went from interacting with our neighbors to now transacting with each other around the world. And we want to make sure that people can move money freely. And our current financial system just doesn't enable that.
So the current systems are very centralized, and so we have big banks and big governments. There's a lot of middlemen who make things incredibly inefficient.
When you talk about the problems of the existing financial system, you can go to a situation like Venezuela where money is being printed and folks' savings are basically being destroyed.
The value of their wealth has been completely eroded. I think a lot of us in the United States sort of take this idea for granted that someone gives us money, it'll be in our bank account, and it's not going to disappear or be taken away from us. And that's really a luxury that many people in the world don't have at all. There are about 1.8 billion people in the world today who have a cell phone but don't have access to any financial services. What's really powerful about cryptocurrency is that it lets anybody who just have a smartphone and internet connection participate in the global economy.
What cryptocurrency does is takes the stability that we have and gives it to the rest of the world.
And I love that. It takes the stability that we have in cryptocurrency and give it to the rest of the world. You see, Robert Kiyosaki, the famed author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, said, crypto is the people's money. He is highly optimistic about cryptocurrencies, but he predicts that historic market crash. He believes the financial market is about to crash. This is a man who follows the money. This is not just a man on the street. This is a man who understands how you make money, what money is all about. And he is sharing with us, crypto is the people money. On the opposite side of every crisis is an opportunity. And this evening, I present an opportunity into the business that I represent, One Life. We are a global company with over 3.6 million users and over 125,000 merchants. We are global. It's 190 plus countries in just 5 years. We are all over. We are sharing protection. We are sharing safety and finance with you. We are educating you. Our mission is to enable a global community of web users to take active part in using and improving new cutting-edge digital products and services. Our aim is to increase the quality of life of members, as well as ignite a natural educational evolution, where you will know, where you will prepare yourself for the hurricane, for the storm that is about to hit and can derail some of us. So don't sit back and wait. Don't wonder if it will happen to you, but prepare now. Get yourself ready, fix your roof, strengthen your home, strengthen your financial situation so that you'll be able to stand when the storm hits. You may wonder, who needs cryptocurrency? And I will tell you, the unbanked. There are over 2 billion unbanked persons. You notice in the video, they said once you have a cell phone, you can access to do things just as a bank would do by sending things through your phone, by making purchases. If you do not have a bank account, you cannot access loans. You cannot access loans or mortgages to buy a home and improve your life. You can't start businesses. You have no credit card facility. So then how do you live? What then do you do? Cryptocurrency gives you an opportunity to be able to do all this and more. Remittances, sending money to our loved ones, lower fees. You go to Western Union or any of those places that you have to send money to your loved ones, you are going to pay through your nose for it. So let me say this, cryptocurrency, I can send money to you right now in real time and you get it in a few seconds, a few minutes. The time it takes for me to put in the information, put in your name and click, and it's free. You can send and receive money without the red tape. Faster transactions, increased security because of the blockchain system, and of course, there's ease of accessibility. Global trade will be increased. It will be increased because the red tape, the bureaucratic red tape will be gone. You can make cross-border purchases easily, no restrictions on where and what you can buy yourself. I can buy in China. I can buy anywhere in the globe. A merchant who is in this community decides to put something on for sale. I can shop till I drop. And that is fantastic. So I'm able to do business overseas. If I want to purchase a phone, I can purchase it. Using my cryptocurrency, I can purchase land. Using my cryptocurrency, I can purchase an apartment. Using my cryptocurrency, So it improves global trade, no restrictions on where and what you can buy or sell. It protects your income and wealth. Because let me tell you something, when or if, because some people may say I'm gloom and doom, but after the financial world crisis in 2008, many countries started printing money and inflation occurred. With cryptocurrency, there's currency control. There will be no inflation because cryptocurrency has a limit to it. So you can't go and print it. You can't print it. And the value continues to increase, as I said before, because of demand and supply. So you protect your wealth because if today's fiat currency or cash as we know it crashes, you have a backup plan. You have put things in place to give you something to stand on, something that you can still continue to use to live by. Information is the first step of education. We believe that real change begins with education. And education is at the heart of our company. And that is why we come together on a Monday and a Thursday, on a Monday lunchtime, on a Thursday lunchtime, Friday lunchtime, Monday night, Thursday night, to tell you, listen, it is time for you to prepare for the storm. Don't just sit down and let it happen. So we bring to you finance through in our educational platform, where we have introduction to finance, money and the monetary system, and a lot more, financial markets and risk. We bring to you Forex. We bring to you law, the regulations for cryptocurrency and the integration of cryptocurrencies. We say to you, One Academy Forex is your complete guide to trade in. Without any previous financial experience or knowledge required, our goal here is to get you from zero to hero in trading. And we top it up. We have children, finance for children, something that children need to know so they can grow and become more astute in the world of business. They learn what is money, history of money, making the money go wrong. They learn where's our money stored, finance, market, supply and demand, and a lot more, opening up their minds to the world of finance around them. How can you become a part of our community? Very simple. Purchase an educational package. It begins at 1,400 TTTD, Trinidad dollars, TT dollars. That journey can change your life. You purchase your educational package, which is the starter. You choose, of course, it's a choice to accept free promotional tokens to mine with your educational package. These tokens, through a process of mining, becomes coins, and the coins are your value. But when you begin with your starter and you start to study what is happening in the financial world and you start to research, you're so motivated, you might want to purchase another package and another. Get back to the person who invited you and ask them to help you continue to do so. But my advice to you, choose to accept and come on board. You see, we began in 2015 at 0.50, what we will call 50 euros, 50 cents euros, what we will call cents. And in 2019, continuing to move upward, no volatility in this coin, but controlled and moving upwards, we got to 29.95 euros in 2019. Didn't stop there because today we stand at 42.43 euros from 0.50 euros. Congrats to all members. We have a one ecosystem. By developing the elements in the ecosystem, we encourage the coin, which is in the center. We encourage the coin's usability, functionality, and reliability. And in our ecosystem, we have the D Shaker, which is our e-commerce platform. We have the exchange, which is on its way, where you will be able to exchange things. We have, permit me to return, a little technology here, but that's all right. That's okay. We have the exchange, which is on its way, remittances, which is fund transfer, charity, which is already in action, the OWF, One World Foundation. We have trading, which are One Forex. We have our One Academy platform, which is our education. And last but definitely not least, we have our community, the One Life Network that makes up this business. What does the One ecosystem aim to create? And I just leave you with these two thoughts. A world without inflation and interest and loans, and a safe world. A safe world. The deal shaker is my focus for you at this point in time in a bigger way because it is an interactive commerce hub. It's like the heartbeat of our company because it levels the playing field of money and trade and it shows you the usability of your wants. These are deal shakers merchants in Trinidad and Tobago. But we have deal shaker merchants all over the world. I'm going to share with you one of these evenings, some of the expos we have, because it's so exciting when you see merchants bring out what they have available for purchase and the customers come to buy using ones and cash. It is absolutely delightful to see your ones at work. These things were purchases made with ones, some 100% ones, some ones and cash. You can eat with it, you can dress with it, you can furnish your home with it. You can go and take a spa. You can learn to fly. You can buy a tablet for your children. Whatever you can think of. If you need a service, such as putting up your railings, such as fixing your air condition, all these things are available on our platform. My husband went to Vietnam, crocodile bags. My wedding rings will be placed. I mean to say, listen, it goes without saying that with your ones, the world opens up to you. Every week, I get my fruits and vegetables from one of our merchants. And as a matter of fact, you saw her this evening as she introduced me. And oh boy, do these things taste great. Healthy, healthy foods using ones and cash. Beautiful. Some of our people right here in Trinidad and others around the world were able to partake of homes in Suriname. I didn't get in, but I got through with land in Sandy Grande right here in Trinidad using my ones. Up to yesterday, we were up there enjoying the ambience, walking on it, experiencing the breeze and enjoying the neighbors. It was beautiful. And you know what made it even more wonderful? To know that once the cryptocurrency, the mass cryptocurrency called OneCoin did this for my family and I. Every month, once a month, we go around the country. It has been put on a bit of a delay because of what we are facing at this point in time, but it has not stopped us because we are back again when we do the one line shopping adventure. And you'll see us. Look out for us. We are here. But every month we would be around. Excuse. What are others saying about cryptocurrency?
My number one focus on cryptocurrencies, and whether that be digital currencies or Bitcoin or other things, is that we want to make sure they're not used for illicit activities. So in the United States, our regulations, if you're a Bitcoin wallet, you're subject to the same regulations as a bank. We want to make sure that the rest of the world, and many of the G20 countries are already starting on this, have the same regulations.
We have already started monitoring, surveying and analyzing the risk associated with the development of cryptocurrencies, with the potential benefits out of it. And I totally agree with what Stephen was saying about the fact that the anonymity, the lack of transparency, and the way in which it conceals and protects money laundering, financing of terrorism, and all sorts of dark trades is just unacceptable.
Well, presently it's more of an index of money laundering than anything more than that. But it is a real technology. It's it is created a fascination with millions and millions of people. It's real. It's going to transform how we do our business, and we should not turn our back to it. We should embrace it and work toward a global solution, because if we don't work towards a global solution, it will create systemic risk.
He is so right. It is real. And we recognize lots of those things that they said in our company. And we put things in place to ensure that our one coin, our one cryptocurrency is not one that you can come and use for illicit trades. We have KYC, know your customer, and many other things that ensure that our cryptocurrency is one that is sincerely secured. Look at what is happening now because they recognize that it is here to stay. And he has found they are finding a global solution because the G20, they say the people who control the money control the world. And these are the people who control the money. So the G20 in 2018 looked at cryptocurrency and they said 15 legal, 6 neutral, 4 restricted, and 1 illegal. But the G20 again in 2019 in Japan, the same leaders again reaffirmed position on cryptocurrencies in statements that said that the cryptocurrencies do not currently constitute a threat to monetary stability and that technological innovation can deliver significant benefit to the economy. Are you going to wait until they sell it to you before you position yourself? If the people who control the money, who control the world, are finding ways to recognize and to put cryptocurrency in place, shouldn't you? Lagarde, that was the previous IMF head. She sees demand for stablecoin and plans to put the European Central Bank ahead of the curve. She was always one who looked at this and saw it as a plus plus. So Christine Lagarde said, my personal conviction is that given the developments we are seeing, not so much in the Bitcoin segment, but in the stablecoin projects, we had better be ahead of the curve if that happens. And she also says, we only know of one at the moment, but there are others being explored and underway. I leave you to wonder because stable coins, not volatile, look at our OneCoin. JP Morgan, who was at first at saying that cryptocurrencies waste of time, he is now looking at rolling out the first US bank-backed cryptocurrency. Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg is looking at rolling out cryptocurrency. Indian court lift cryptocurrency ban, and many other countries, Italy, Sweden, are lifting the ban, have lifted the ban. What are you saying? Malta's Prime Minister hailed crypto as future of money in UN speech. Malta becomes the first country to regulate cryptocurrency. Look at the beautiful country to visit. Man, I would love to go there because I would be able to use my crypto because my crypto is regulated and ready for action and is in action. Mexican lawmakers passed cryptocurrency regulation bill. Are you telling me that all these people who are in control, who are seeing the effect of cryptocurrency, don't know what they're saying and don't know what they're doing? What are you doing? Are you one of those who will wait until the storm hits and then said, I should have planned now or should have fixed the roof? Cryptocurrency, SBI launches Japan's first bank-owned cryptocurrency exchange with Ripple support. And look what is happening in Japan.
China accounted for 90% of Bitcoin trade just 1 year ago. But with Beijing banning initial coin offerings, or ICOs, and regulators shutting down Bitcoin exchanges there, Japan is setting out on a different path, embracing the crypto movement.
Bitcoin trade here in Japan accounts for nearly half the global trade volume. Compare that to 25% in the U.S. The number has surged since the government passed a new law earlier this year recognizing the digital currency as a legal form.
Maybe you are saying cryptocurrency scam because that's what the internet, the world is feeding your mind. And because you are not looking out and doing your research and educating yourself, you're saying cryptocurrency is a scam. I put a question mark because I ask you, is cryptocurrency a scam or the next currency? I want to share with you a serious scam alert that you are not even aware of. You see, millions of people worldwide has fallen for the 40-40-40 scam, which is where you make someone else rich by working 40 plus hours a week for 40 years and then try to retire on 40% of what you couldn't afford to live off in the first place, commonly known as a job, which is really the scam. Positioning yourself for the storm, really setting up your home and your financial situation for that hurricane that is about to hit, that is facing us right now? Or are you going to stay in the scam and say, I have a job, which you may wake up tomorrow and it may not be there? Imagine in 2020, your TT $100 bill could buy that much groceries. I don't believe in these pictures because my $100 bill right now can't buy that because we in 2020, going to 2021, that's what my $100 bill doing right now. Very little I could buy. But look at something. My coin's not buying much now because people are not realizing its value yet, all that need to come in into this community. But let me tell you something. In 2021, with or without you, there'll be others who will see the storm, see the hurricane, prepare themselves, become a part of this community, and your trolley will be overflowing with more. You see, the goal is to become the #1 cryptocurrency in the world. And we are doing this through usability. We are doing this through expansion and market capitalization. Our target is 10 million users, 1 million merchants in 2 years. You may say that's a lot, but look at the world today. Look what is happening today in the world. And tell me, if 10 million of us get on this and we have 1 million merchants, haven't we formed our own community, our own world, a world that uses secure cryptocurrency? We intend to be the #1 reserve global cryptocurrency, so why not join us and add to the numbers? Together we can, and together we will. You see, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. So thank you, because together we can make history. Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow.
Thank you, Shubha. Back to you.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you, thank you. That was wonderful. A lot of information was shared tonight by Mrs. Samla Singh, and we want to thank her. It's
You're
a lot to
welcome.
take in for those of you who are on the call first time, maybe second time. It's a lot of information to take in. It's a lot of financial information as to why, though, you should head to cryptocurrency, especially one, right? So OneCoin is our cryptocurrency, and this is Samla Singh shared with you tonight a lot on the financial aspect of the world that's happening around us and the financial crash that is here or it's dawning upon us, right? The reason she shared all that information as with finance is to let you know that you need to get on board. Get back to the person that invited you to this call, right? And as we say, trust our process, right? We would normally buy phones, buy cars, all different equipments. We don't know how it functions until we start using it. We would learn different aspects about different things that we would purchase for our everyday use. We don't know how the engine works. Most ladies don't know how the engine works and combustion and all of that. But we understand that it takes us from one place to the next. So tonight, Mrs. Samuelson has shared a lot with us. And it's really to open your mind as to why cryptocurrency, why one life, why one coin. We are educating you as you go along with our One Academy. And we would like you to join us. We have lunch and learn during the week, except on a Wednesday, from 12. And we'd like you to join us on that link as well. We will be back here on Thursday, right? And a little bit about the business and on my take, why you should join is because, you know, they say don't put all your eggs in one basket. So cryptocurrency, one life to be exact, we are aiming to become the world reserve cryptocurrency. Ms. Donna Samuelson would have said it somewhere in her presentation. And we really, really look forward to more of you all joining us on this bandwagon to safeguard yourself and your family and leave a legacy, as Ms. Samuelson would say, for the younger ones. Because as we saw in the presentation, our fiat or our cash, it's dying in value. What you could have bought with your $100 bill last year or beginning of this year, so you cannot do that come the end of the year or early next year. It's going to have a less purchasing power. whereas cryptocurrency, especially the one cryptocurrency, is always increasing in value due to usability and expansion. Expansion is in growing our community. So we ask you to get on board with us, get back to the person who invited you, and we hope to see you at our lunch and learn or back here on Thursday. Bring a friend, tell a family member, tell a friend. Join us back here again on Thursday at 8 p.m. and our lunch and learn tomorrow. And we're here again on Tuesday. It's nice having you all here with us tonight. And I thank you all for being a wonderful audience.